Hello, 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 Life Uncloseted listeners. It is time once again for a rant and a riff. And you know what? With the holidays, okay, let's just admit it. They are upon us. And whether it's Thanksgiving here in the U.S. or Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, all of this stuff, we all get into this crazy making space of, oh, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be just perfect. And to that, I'm crying bullshit. Because you see, here's what I've discovered, and I know some of you have figured this out too, that perfection is a pursuit of the ridiculous. I'm not saying don't do our best, but when we get stuck in this perfection place, and I see so many people do this, myself included, so I'm not saying I'm perfect because, well, that would be kind of hypocritical, especially since I'm talking about perfection. But what I've seen, and I hate that because I was imperfect. I said, what I've noticed and observed is the more we pursue perfection, more often than not, the more we get frustrated and miserable and hate on ourselves. So I figured that the holidays was a really good time to start to talk about packaging up perfection and taking a little step to the right or to the left, whichever way you want, and taking a detour around perfection and going for imperfection. Yeah, it's what I call cutting the crap, quit holding ourselves to all these high standards, and go for fill in the blank. Go for imperfection. Go for happiness without everything having to be perfect. Go for a little bit of joy and knowing that sometimes along the way, you're not going to make it exactly the way it needs to be completely joyful. But hey, whatever joy you have, you're going to get there because you threw perfection out the door. And for me, I find when I tell myself, cut the crap, Rick, like literally cut the crap, Rick, you can actually do things in a pretty darn good way. You can actually be more perfect when you cut the crap. And as I said, when you invite yourself to go for and you fill in the blank. So for instance, this holiday season, I am going for no craziness. I am going for whatever I get, mostly for the kids, is what I get. I'm going for peace of mind. I'm going for enjoyment. I'm going for relaxation. I'm going for not overspending. I'm going for knowing that whatever I give or don't give, or whatever I get and don't get is perfectly fine, even though I'm saying screw the perfection piece. So I'm curious, what would happen, do you think, if you didn't go for perfection? What if you took the energy you're putting into perfection and put it into something else? What if you took that energy and put it into just really connecting with someone, to having a good time with people, to just simply not holding yourself to a crazy perfection standard? Because if you do that, you just might really enjoy the holidays. Now, that doesn't mean to go completely the opposite direction. That means to, you know what, put the tree up if that's what you do, and put the ornaments on and decorate it to the space where you can go, hey, good enough is good enough. It means to go to the parties you want to go to, but don't try to do everything because this is perfectly what you should do. Maybe you're going to have to actually say, I'm not going to be the perfect guest and try to be at everybody's stuff. Or I'm not going to try to be the perfect host and have the most fabulous party for the holidays. Give yourself permission to have a perfection detox. In fact, if you remember, a good friend of mine, Petra Kolber, has a brand new book out called The Perfection Detox, and you might want to go back and listen to that episode, because that episode was truly, and I know I'm saying truly a whole lot right now, was one of the best episodes about walking away from perfection and learning how to take that detox and to do the things you need to do to be perfectly okay with not being perfect. So as we wrap it up here, because I try to keep these little episodes very short and sweet, I want you to think about if you didn't go for perfection, what else? What else might you go for? Because when you give yourself that perfection detox and you give yourself fully that permission to go do this, you just might find yourself in a much happier place. And if that doesn't help, go back and listen to episode 305 with my friend Petra and see what else you can do to put yourself in the perfectly positioned space to have a perfection detox. So that's it. Take care, everybody. Have a great few days, and we'll be back with another Life Uncloseted interview in like 5 days. All right, take care, be good, and be perfectly okay being in